Hello, and welcome back to the Underground channel. This is part 2 of the solar system and the testing of heaters and what kind of heaters I'm running. And I got everything put together. All 8 solar panels are up on the top of the roof. I think that I put that at the end of part 1. And I'm showing you the kind of heaters I'm using, and I'm testing them out tonight. Excuse me. And I'm getting ready to show you, but I have to turn this camera all the way around because once it starts recording, it don't give you an option to spin it. So one of these days I'll have the money to buy the proper video equipment and the extra cameras and make my videos a lot better. But right now they're just crude, shrewd, but to the point. So I'm gonna start showing you. Right now, as the solar panels come in, everything, I made a bus bar right here. And I hope it shows up good. I took some cable from 8-gauge jumper cables, kind of insulated it for temporary to make sure everything was going to work before I can get some real bus bars. I made a negative side and a positive side, and this is where I can just clip on to everything instead of having wires all over the batteries. Now, as you can see, right there is an inverter, and when I turn that on, I can run 750 watts. And here's a 400 watt electric heater I got mounted, and it blows heat down on me if I get like cold of a night and I don't really got the heat on. So that's what that does, and it puts out some pretty good heat. The thing is, because this is doing 400 watts, it drains what little batteries I have. I've only got 2 marine batteries, and if I use actual electric going through the inverter, let me turn it off, it drains them down pretty quick. It might last about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours with that kind of current coming out of them. So to make that work, I can't do it now because I don't have the money. But what I'll do is I'll buy 4 more batteries of the same kind, Marine 700 amp batteries, and make my battery bank bigger so that I can use electricity longer. Now, the idea is to get as many batteries as I can get so it will last all night long without me having to recharge them. And I got another one down here, which is plugged into it too. And this is just to keep the cold air coming in through the cracks, suck the cold air into here, and blow it out there. I don't got it plugged in. So, I got something else plugged in. Another thing I'm doing is, I have a 12-volt electric heater blanket. And I put that on the bottom, then put my sleeping bag on top to make it nice and soft. And then I just cover up with that blanket. And this thing works good. It'll last all night on 1 battery. And if I'm running everything off the bus bars, I just got them on this 2 batteries. But I do have an emergency battery. If something happens, I can put the electric blanket onto this battery. So, these 2 little red things here, you might be wanting to know what they are. They're the little 12-volt heaters that you get for like your windshield to defrost it if your defroster stopped. And they got a little light in here, which are LEDs. And if you need them, I got double lights there. And I hung them here. And then I can turn them on, and they start blowing out heat almost instantly. And I've tested one of them. I've left them on for 2 days, on one of them because I had a battery charger on here, and I wanted to make sure these weren't ever going to get too hot or burn up or whatever. So I tested it in the garage, and these come in really good. And two of them with my backing, I got a sleeping bag all backed up. All I'm heating is just back here of a nighttime when I'm living, or yeah, I live in my van. I'm broke, ain't got nothing to eat, and I did manage to get little Ann. Say hi, little Ann. Her some dog food over there, and I got propane, but propane heater. But you already knew on my other videos that I discouraged those, and the only way they are any good really is they will heat up, but you got to have some good ventilation, or this carbon dioxide detector goes off. And if you open your windows to get enough enough air flowing through, you're defeating your purpose. You're sucking in cold air as you're trying to heat it. It's just a pain in the neck. But I did find a good use. If you put it on pilot and just leave it out on pilot like I'm doing, and this thing puts out a little bit of heat, and it would last a long, long time on these tanks just leaving the pilot lights on, and there's heat coming from. Not enough for one of these to actually keep it warm back here, but if you had two of these and you got the room, put one on this side, one on that side, and leave the pilots, it would probably generate enough heat without all those propane fumes. But you can also put them on very low on one burner. But again, you got to have ventilation. And the more you turn it up, the more it stinks in here from that propane. So, what's the moral of the story? It's how to survive and stay warm in your van in the winter if you're homeless like me and you're living in your van. And this is my work van, my living space, because I'm trying to make enough money to pay a government bill that I owe, $31,000. It was $64,000, but I had a good summer a couple of years ago, so I paid it half off. And as soon as I can get the other half paid off, then I can go and live with my family in Gamaak, Philippines. And I want to be with them and help them. We've had a lot of damage to our house. We're trying to build a house there. And with everything that's going on now that the Democrats taking it over, it's put a really bad hurting on me, and I'm homeless. So, this is how you can stay warm. And the best way, I believe, is these 12-volt little defroster heaters. And believe it or not, one of them puts out more heat than that pilot does. I can leave that on and one of these on, and if it's like 20 below zero or 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside, this will bring it up to about 40 degrees inside, which when you're under a blanket, then you can survive. And when you have to get out from under or move around, it's not as bad as being 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It would help a lot more if I had the money to take my walls down, the plastic walls, and put some insulation and then put these back up. But what can you do? You're on a budget. And this is part 2. And I'm getting ready to show you controllers now about with that one heater going and 3 LED lights. That's a rechargeable, and these work off of the controllers. Oh, that's a rechargeable, and these work on controllers. I wish this I don't know why they make a phone when you're videoing, you can't flip it on a turnaround. But anyways, this is what the controller looks like. It's dark outside. The moon ain't out, so I'm not getting no any watts out of my panels on top right now. If the full moon was out, I'd probably get it out of 200 watts. I'd probably get about 30 watts out of the moon if it was bright and full. And during the daytime, this thing puts out 200 watts. And right now, my batteries are at 11.3 each. I got 8 panels. It looks like it's trying to go up a little bit. It'll go up a little bit if I turn this heater off, because I try to save what batteries I got. See, it jumped up to 11.6 already. And these are 150 watts of each, I think, on a 12-volt system. Now, that's pretty good. I've watched the wires, felt the wires. They don't get hot unless you use the cigarette plug lighter and you plug it into a cigarette lighter. You don't want to leave them on more than 20 minutes at a time, because the cigarette plug lighter that you plug into your car does get hot. And I cut mine off and put little clamp-ons onto the wires, and they don't get hot no more. So I can sleep comfortably knowing that I'm not going to catch on fire. So what I really need is some more batteries, because I want to do a test and get it so I can tell you what you need to be able to have heat on a 12-volt system and electric blanket that will last you at least 10 to 12 hours while you sleep, so you're not having to get up and start a generator, or what I got, 10-foot jumper cables that I got running from my battery outside in through the window and down through here, and put onto my bus bars I made. And I have to, because I only got 2 batteries, it ain't gonna last as long as they should, like I want them to. And I start the van up and let the alternator charge them up when it's dark. So I figure 6 or 8 batteries, the way I've done my math on how many volts and watts and all that stuff, how long heaters will last, and how many it would take to make it at least. I like to sleep at least when it's 60 degrees. That's my favorite temperature to sleep. If I can just get it 60 degrees in here, I don't really have to run the electric blanket, and that saves voltage too, because this is like, I think the electric blanket is 140 watts. I forget what. I think it's 50 watts, the electric blanket. I just remembered. And it's pretty toasty in here. Right now it's like 28 degrees outside, and it's going down. It's going to go real low down tonight. But at 28 degrees, it's 60 degrees exactly in here. And I'm just running a pilot light on that gas stove right now. And I got my electric blanket on, and I'm sitting on it. And some heat does generate from your electric blanket. And if you buy one of those glass beads 10-pound blankets, they're real heavy, at Walmart, and you put that down over the top of your blanket, they're pretty heavy, so if you roll around, you're not clenching or moving your electric blanket, and that glass stores a lot of heat, and it puts out even more heat into your van by having that. Then put your sleeping bag or whatever you have for your comforter or whatever on top of it, and then I just use this little fleece blanket, and it's very, very, oh, I keep forgetting to turn it around. This fleece blanket, and it turns, it's very soft. And that's enough to keep me toasty warm. And if that doesn't work, go get you a half Australian Shepherd and half blue tick dog. And you got the perfect dog to keep you warm at night, too. Say hi, little Ann. Little Ann, say hi. Say hi, little Ann. Say hi. You can see the blue tick part of her. See all those blue dots all over? She's an amazing hunter. And she's a good protector. And she's really good and friendly. Unless somebody's doing something to me or raising her voice. She'll get into it. But I don't want to make this more than about a half an hour. I was sanding last night, and I didn't know that my mask had a little hole in it, and I've been breathing sand all night last night when I was sanding this truck. So anyways, this is where I live. And if you want to see that I am at a Walmart, a lot of people say, you're not in a Walmart, you're in a garage. Look how much snow is out here. Not too many people here. Usually a couple of homeless people out here with their cars or trucks. But you can see, I'm at Walmart parking lot. When you stay at Walmart parking lots, always give them some respect, because this is, if you're homeless, this is a lifesaver, sorta, to have a place that you can park if you got a vehicle. You wouldn't be able to stay here with tents or anything like that. They let campers come here. I've seen people come here with campers on the back of their vans or cars or trucks, and they just take up a couple of spots out of the way. And as long as, you ain't throwing trash out. Somebody threw a tire out the other day. And Walmarts don't say too much. I've been at this Walmart. I stay at this Walmart probably 3 to 4 nights a week, and then I go pick on another Walmart. And the other Walmart's a little bit bigger, closer to the city, and a lot more homeless people attract to this one. This one's kind of way out past the suburbs of Cincinnati. I've gotten a few comments on my other videos and my Facebook and my channel on Facebook that I have. It's called Your Private Tiny Homes Builders Clubs. When the money's right and you want somebody to come to your property and build you a tiny home the way you want it, and build it on site, where some people want you to build it over top of what they call a storm shelter underneath it, or a basement. I do that too. I'll start and dig it out and build your basement. And some people turn their tiny home bottom is their living quarters. And one that I built, they want it totally hidden, so in case something happened, like the apocalypse or zombies or whatever, they wanted it to be so secret that nobody would know anything was underneath. So I took a old freezer, a chest freezer, and cut the bottom out of it and put it on in their little stairway to get downstairs, so to speak, into their basement. And then if if it really did get bad, they can take like rotten meat and eggs, and once they go down and get in it, they can lift the shelves up and put the bags in there and fold the table back under, the bottom of the freezer would close back up and get solid. They're nice, safe, and under there. Somebody comes nosing around to see if they can steal or get whatever they can. As soon as they lift that freezer, it stinks to high heaven. They're going to close it immediately. They're not worried about it because you got rotten meat. And you don't want to put rotten meat in there until something really bad happens or the grid goes down or something like that. So there's all kinds of ways you can make secret passages to your basement, bunkers or whatever you want, tornado shelters. I used to build those in the 70s. So it's probably kind of cool to put a shelter over top of a basement that you dug out first. And I teach people a lot of ways to survive and how to survive in a bunker so that you have an escape route too. Because if you let people know where you're at, you don't do it secretly and wisely, as soon as the grid goes out and people start panicking, if they know you're there, they know to come there, and they'll get you out of that bunker no matter how much money you put in for armor, steel, and stuff. And you don't have to spend all that kind of money. You can just be wise and do it secretly on your land, mountain, by a river, or whatever, and have everything underground, but the top is just a front, and you use it. And if anybody occasionally sees you, they come in, and you got a secret passageway in and a way to get out. That's the thing. Don't turn these things into coffins if you get caught. So, if you're interested in that kind of thing, drop a comment down below and click the bell. I'll do some more tests as I can get some money to buy some more batteries to see how long you can keep these heaters running all night long so you don't have to do no maintenance or get up, and to stay warm in the winter. Then, after I get that done, I'm going to start doing it and fixing it up to have air conditioning. So it will run and have air conditioning, so you don't have to keep getting up in the middle of the night or running the air conditioning till the batteries die, to have a system that will work. And by the time it gets daylight, your solar panels kick in, start charging the batteries up, and just learn from there. I'll do those experiments too. I think I found the right kind of air conditioner when it gets time for the season. It's about a foot wide or width and about 10 inches tall. And it's like a regular window air conditioner, but it's about like this. If that puts out enough cold air in a van or a small camper or a tent, that would be perfect. And I'm going to buy some of those new things you see on commercials, how to keep a room cool with this thing with a tray of water. I'm going to do some experiments, and we'll see if those work or not either. So, one more thing I was starting to tell you. Some people was asking, do I have a donate button anywhere? And the answer is yes. What I was doing, there's my back scratcher. So, on my page, if you go to the Underground Channel cover page, where all your videos are listed, maybe your algorithms listed at the top, and you can click on videos and go watch all my other videos, building campers and tiny houses and stuff. Up the top right hand corner in my clip art that I got at the top, in the top right hand corner right up here, is a PayPal button that is linked to my business PayPal that is called Rick's Auto Body and Detail Service LLC, which I don't really have it up and running right now because I need to make some money to get a paint booth and an air compressor to put in here, and to be able to have enough batteries to run the air compressor. That's my third test. To have a system built on here that if I can't get to electric, I can run 220 in here from the solar panels and have enough battery power to last to do what I got to do with an air compressor, sanding or painting or whatever. And a HVLP paint system, so I don't really have to use the air compressor to paint. I just use it to do body work and sanding. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff and want to learn how to survive under any conditions, and how to maybe make your dream van, if you got to live in a van like I am, what you can do and how you can live in it and play with it as you go until you get it the way you want and it's comfortable for you, maybe your wife or girlfriend, and we could help each other out. But if you're wanting to donate to my channel or help me out, that's up to you, and I'll do anything you say. This money's for food, or this money is for your experiments or for your channel. Whatever you would give me, I will exactly use it the way you say. Drop it down in text or leave a text in my PayPal, and I'll even show you receipts if you want to. And I'm down on my luck. I'm not afraid to admit it. I've been down on my luck before, and only maybe this time, first time in history, it's been this bad. And a lot of people are out there hurting. I see a lot of homeless people that don't even have a car to sleep in. I've seen women sleeping in their cars at Walmarts. I mean, it's sad. I mean, it was getting a lot better for the last 4 years. It got a lot better, and homelessness was down to record lows, and jobs, you could go anywhere to get a job for the last 4 years. But in this last month and a half, a lot of people's going homeless. Lots. And I think I read on the second day they took over the office, the White House, they wiped out almost 1 million Democrat jobs, wiped out the pipeline. Thousands and thousands of people lost their jobs in the first 2 days. That hadn't happened in the last 4 years. And right now, I don't mean to try to get political on you, but right now they're having problems on the border, and the governor and the people just went on the news and said they're not going to obey what's his name? Sleepy Joe Biden's executive orders, and because too many problems on the border, and it's getting very dangerous there in the last 3 weeks for some reason. I don't know why it got so dangerous down there. Leave a comment down below if you want. So I'm going to let this go. And I don't have the fancy video editing stuff right now because I don't have the money for a laptop. And I don't have the money to get the nice cameras and make my videos pop like they used to. So, but when I do, and when I get the donations, I'll make my videos better for you. May God be with you. Stay safe out there. And be sure to subscribe. And if anything, this could help somebody else out, share it on your share down here on your Facebook or whatever. And that will help everybody. So I got like 20 seconds before 30 minutes is up. So God bless you, stay safe, and stay warm.